Starting off with some super dramatic music today. Taking about a fat minute, ain't it? Or is that the wrong command? Right. Anyways, what's good? We're picking up right where we left off last time. Doing some smears and stuff. Shut up. Myself. Yeah. So we did the finger smears in shot 1, and now we're on shot 2 with Mikey here, and we're just kind of adding some smears to the nunchucks. We might get to Donatello today and do some doubles with the staff and some smears on him as well, because I found out that the mesh trails thing I was talking about last time does not work for these meshes in particular, because the USD export and the way it caches, it doesn't really read it as a transform, I guess. So yeah, we have to do this smears manually, which kind of sucks. It's gonna drag this process out a bit, but hopefully we can still do it in a reasonable amount of time. So let me show you some compositing I did in my own time yesterday. I added a whole new layer that has just the effect on it, so we can kind of do whatever we want to it for a particular shot. Got some, well, it's supposed to be slight glare, but I guess it's a little high right now. And then I also put the Kawahara on this too to give it a sort of grainy-ish thing there. And all it's doing is just alpha overing onto the image, which I ideally, for the character tab, the effects are disabled, which I'll probably do in the final render, but for the sake of today and making editing the smears as easy as possible, it will be visible. So yeah, normally this wouldn't be here, but it's doubling up today. So yeah, that's all that's been edited on that front. I can show you how I made this texture. This is essentially the same setup we had on the finger paint. It's just a curve with a plane in between, and we just gotta animate that. Yeah, materials kind of simple, though you wouldn't be able to tell with the amount of stuff here, but it's pretty much just well, I need this. It's a stretched out noise texture with a gradient, so you get a nice little streak. It's a spherical gradient, and its origin is like right at the tip of this image, so it just kind of looks like a big circle when you take the noise out of it, like that. So it's just a big little dot, a big little wow, words. And then this is just here to keep the image from just feeling flat at the end. So it can kind of blend into the nunchuck as it's there on this frame. So it's supposed to be right there. And then you multiply with this color here as another gradient. But it's set to kind of match the color of the nunchucks. So the tips are kind of gray. And the middles are all brown. So you multiply it, you get that. And this is just a Voronoi to get these little highlight streaks. Give it some character. Make that orange because Mikey, I guess. And then you add it in and you get that. And this is also, it's also really bright orange, so it picks up on that in the bloom a bit more. Because I don't want it to feel completely flat smear. And then it's just a regular principled thing. The transmission is slightly up, so it can be affected by lights. Just to give the smear some context. In the scene, if it was just 0, it would be completely just brown. I do want to give it a little some weight. Still gotta find the right number because the only 2 keyframes I have are this. So you can see here it's kind of being affected by the blue light that's coming from over here. And then on this it's more orange because I guess it's more in the middle. And the normals are facing the other light. I think that's about it for what I have to update you on. So yeah, we're just going to be smearing out the nunchucks. Which hopefully is an easier process than was the finger. For whatever reason, curves are an absolute pain to animate. And we still got some Fire Emblem tracks, so hope you like that. Should be good to not run out of music. But like always, we'll see. I'm gonna use the 3D cursor a lot more. To make this process as simple as possible. I think of keeping the stream smooth, I think I might keep the lights off. Yeah, I think that'll look nice. I do want to also animate some of these vectors here to flow, so it's not like completely static. And what I mean by that is like, let me show you. You can animate the X value and just have the streaks kind of fall off, I guess is one way to describe it. I promise I'm feeling better today, but words are just escaping me. Yeah, we can give it some extra sauce. Hold on. What's up, Springy? I'm glad you think so. How you doing on this rainy day? Well, it's rainy for me anyway. Nice. I am doing good. The headache has subsided, and I think I've gotten into a flow with how we're going to be able to add some effects. So yeah, not bad, not bad. Still wish curves weren't a pain to work with, but you know, you win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day. Ideally, I'd want the smear to line up with the nunchuck perfectly, but for shots like this, where it's kind of cut off, I think I'm gonna let myself cheat a little bit. Maybe not that much. OBS disconnected. Why did it just edge me like that? Well, we're back now, I guess. Maybe that's the problem. It's just scaled up too much. And whatever that is. Why are you doing that? There has to be a way we can run this better. The fans are still blasting. We should get rid of the other guys. And maybe hide the floor. Now let's try that. The floor is blacked out anyway, so. This song brings back only the worst of memories. Crawling through that last dungeon, getting one shot by like skeletons that were not a problem like 5 chapters earlier. Smirking every single guy on my team. I should replay this game. Cool. Next keyframe. One thing I wish curves would do is show like maybe like the polarity of the curve segments, like have this side be a different color from this side so I know which side is the end and which side faces the other way. When it gets all jumbled up like that, it's super hard to tell. Well, it's pretty nice for what's there. Hoping that came across in the OBS playback. I did not look. Oh no, it's capturing all those frames. Nice. Well, not now. It's weird. So zooming in is the problem, I guess. Yeah, I think this is the method we're going to use from now on. Just focus the rotation first and then worry about the tilt. The tilt's always going to change depending on how we rotate it, which I don't know why, but I'm sure it's a good thing to practice. Also should animate from the camera view a bit more. That'll help it feel a bit flatter. It's starting to remind me of, you ever see those pictures of like highways? I guess they had like their shutter speed super low and you just get a bunch of those streaking lights. I like pictures like those. It's reminding me of that. I do want the width of the curve to be mostly consistent, though when it travels a shorter distance, I want it to be a bit more wispy like. You have to turn on screencast keys for people that like those. Ooh, okay, that's looking nice. That's a nice wispy, like, I'm gonna keep using that word a lot. A feathery sort of flavor to it. Also, I meant to say this in the beginning, but I have been noticing this weird trend that every stream I do that has Raphael in the thumbnail does significantly better than any other stream. And I don't know if that's just because people like Raphael or if it's a coincidence, but I think it's pretty funny. So I want to know how this stream's going to turn out. So weird. Let's feel a little fat, a little obese. Turn that down some. What's up, Kaiser Man TV? Been watching these streams for the past couple months. Oh, thank you, man. That means a lot. I love my lurkers, you know. Chatting's overrated sometimes. I just like spying on people. So I feel ya. But yeah, I hope this comes out well too. Real. You just like me for real. Nice. How do you like your coffee? Black? I actually don't drink coffee, so I don't know anything other than black. But yeah, sometimes I'm like, damn, why is nobody chatting? And I'm like, I do the same shit. I don't speak in streams. I might say like one message, be like, sup. Then I'll just be in the stream the rest of the time. I can't be mad. Plus it lets me lock in when I need to. I think for this frame, I want this smear gone because it's just smacking on his arm. So we'll animate the visibility. I can animate just hiding. Disabling it does cause some complications. Mainly just to my convenience, but I think that's pretty important too. Yeah. Well, kinda. I like the idea of Fire Emblem. I played the first one I played was FE7, just the Western release with Len and all them. And then I got like halfway through Awakening and then didn't finish it, and then I did Echoes all the way through. And Echoes is my favorite Fire Emblem game and probably favorite game of all time. It's up there for sure. Yeah, I gotta find more video game OSTs to play. Otherwise, stream gets copyright stricken. So I try my best. Oh yeah, definitely. The only thing that will probably throw you off with Echoes if you're a Fire Emblem fan is just the fact that there's no weapon triangle. Like there's no what is it? Lance beats swords, axes beat lances, swords beat axes. There's none of that. It's just choose a good weapon and you just ride with that. So it's a little different, but it's more of the same. And it's like there's no waifu stuff. You're not marrying anybody. The main story does follow a love sort of thing, but there's no like, I'm gonna make this character marry this character. It's just predetermined relationships and stuff like that. But yeah, story's super good. The entire thing is voice acted. So you know how in Awakening and Fates, certain cutscenes there won't be any dialogue. They'll just be like, "Oh, hey." There's none of that. Everything is voice acted except for the post game, which that is awesome because the voice actors do an incredible job. Yeah, highly recommend. Yeah, have like 80 hours in that game. Despite that, I'm too afraid to replay it because what if it soils my experience? Right? Oh, and the animation's pretty good too. I think some Fire Emblem games have pretty like wonky looking stuff, and the characters have feet also, because that was like a big thing for Fire Emblem Awakening. They just had like studs for their little like peg legs. They actually have feet now, and they're pretty well animated, so gotta love that. And they do have some CG cutscenes as well, where they do like that 2D, 3D anime kind of look, where you can, if you stare at it, you can tell it's a 3D model, but it does look very anime. So there's that too. I would say there's maybe like a difficulty spike, but that also just might be me being bad at the game. I'm not the best strategist in the world. So just be conscious of how you level your characters. The feet animation, right. Right. Man hurt feet, and then said, "Yep, I'm buying. Take my money now." One last frame, and then we get to do this again, but with the other nunchuck. Hooray! Selection. Why does this always trip me up? I've done it like 10 times by now. Selection to active. Selection to cursor. Oh yeah. I don't know what it is with Fire Emblem in particular and overpriced as games. I got my my Wii working finally, and I'm like, maybe I should try one of those Ike Fire Emblem games. Nope. Those are like $400. Oh my god, bro. I mean, I get this, you know, a Nintendo thing, but still. Like, come on. It's like forcing me to pirate it at that point. I didn't say that. Right? think they should invest in that more. Like remaking more old Fire Emblem games. Because Echoes is a remake game. Of like one of those old NES or SNES Fire Emblem games. So maybe they should just do that. Maybe, or even maybe even just make a new Ike Fire Emblem game, because people love Ike. At least I think they do. I'm people. I like Ike. His character design, anyway. Yeah, when did was it Three Houses, or did something come out after Three Houses? I forget. I kind of stopped paying attention because I just don't like the direction they're headed in. Feels way too like weebish now. It's like it's all persona dating sim type stuff. I'm like, where's the strategy at? I mean, I guess it's still strategy, but oh yeah, you're right, you're right. There's someone I've been watching on Twitch. I forget what the game's called, but yeah. It's like you can play as Marth and Lucina and all the other blue hair characters. It's like Fire Emblem Generations. I feel like they keep trying to do that to like cash grab Smash Bros fans. Be like, oh, you can play as Marth in this game. He's that guy from Smash Bros. Like, can you just make a good game? Then again, Echoes kind of didn't sell very well, if I remember correctly. So maybe that's why. Trying to get more Americans to cash in on Fire Emblem. That's just a hunch. Yeah. I remember like the biggest thing they marketed for Echoes was the dungeon crawling. Like they thought that was pretty big. Leonardo Fuentes? No, you are not the only one here. Talking some Fire Emblem right now. Yeah. So there's like these 3D walkable spaces where you can kind of go in and grind XP, fight a bunch of like skeletons. Or what do they call them in? It's not Redead or something, but the zombie skeleton guys. You can fight those, get some weapons. Yeah, there's a lot of those. They're pretty cool, but they're not what makes the game great. So that's why I didn't bring it up. But if you're into that kind of stuff, that's pretty cool too. There are some jump scares in it, I'll tell you that. That's probably why it took me so long to beat the game, because I do not do scary stuff. They aren't like bad jump scares, it's just you'll turn a corner and it'll be super dark and then a skeleton will just jump out and scream at you. Hell yeah. Should be a fun time. It should be playing smoothly on screen. So look at that. Yeah, for whatever reason, it always drops frames when I try to zoom in on it. So look at it from there, I guess. Or you can look at it in the viewport. Nah, I want to, kinda. It'll just have to be like a spur of the moment decision. Or I might do it on Twitch if I'm like super, super bored. But yeah, I've thought about it, but I don't at the moment. Because there are some Steam games I need to go through. I got so much stuff at the winter Steam sale that I've not even like installed yet. That might be nice and streamable. So that's one nunchuck down. Now we do it, but again. What did I do? I think this is one of the dungeon songs, actually. I remember one of them having like this creepy section of the piano or organ, whatever it is. But yeah, it's super immersive on that front. I feel like I'm there. So this is R, this is L. One thing I might do later is change the color on the different smears, so one is like orange and one is like slightly blue, because that'll go with the lighting. Let me hide that for now, so I don't get confused. Oh, shoot. I guess you could say self-taught. Most of what I learned is from YouTube tutorials. I wouldn't exactly call that self-taught, but a lot of people do mean that when they say self-taught, is that they just learn by doing the art themselves and with some YouTube. So yeah, I guess so. I haven't taken a course at all. Well, at least courses that cost money, because I'm not doing that. That's not correct at all. Yeah. But I think, you know, as time goes on, people are starting to realize no one's going to buy a $200 course to do one thing that they'll probably do one time. I mean, every now and again, I'll still see courses that are like hundreds of dollars, but you know, they offer like, there's some like nice $50, $40 ones, which are better, but you know, what's better than free? Can't really beat that. I would just put this curve anywhere. It doesn't really go anywhere. Ooh, something like that. Indeed. Like the first tutorial I watched to even learn animation was pretty sure a video series that's deleted now, because I think the creator moved on, but it was just a tutorial for modding Sonic World. And that taught me like rigging, at least how to make a basic rig animation and all that, completely free. And that single tutorial carried me through like 2018, 19, before I actually started learning Blender. As in like how to make like, I guess you could say standard sort of rigging and standard animation processes. But yeah, I kind of just did my own thing in that singular tutorial with the help of that singular tutorial. So, you know, lessons can come from anywhere, as I guess the point I'm making. Sonic World is a fan game that runs in Blitz 3D, and it's really easily moddable if you know what to do. So I guess the guy that made it used to go by the name Sir Gygus. I'm like 99.99% sure that tutorial's gone now. But if it's not, it was just a very quick guide on how to do it. Just a little 3-part tutorial. What did I want to say? Something important, probably. Ooh, new to Sonic stuff. But yeah, the other videos on my channel, anyone with Sonic World on them, before the Sonic World DX show reel, I was like just modding the game. And I did that for like a year. A year and some change, essentially. And that's how I got my start in animating. And it wasn't until much later I decided to take on stuff like this to make like actual CG kind of animations. Yeah, that was all writing on one tutorial. Yeah, it's kind of a neat way to get into game animation. Modding, that is. Like if you're willing to jump through all the hoops of exporting and bone names and everything else that goes with it, it can be a good time. Oh, this is still tweened. We don't want that. It is neat that you can tween curve animations, though. Yeah. Wait, is this going the wrong way? Oh no, it's just a very wide turn. But yeah, I try to make a point to show a lot of my old work, even if I don't think it's good anymore. Like I don't think any of it stacks up to the stuff I make now, but I think it's cool just so people know you can kind of do whatever and get wherever you want to go as long as you have determination and YouTube. No, sky's the limit. For the most part. YouTube and a good PC. Good PCs are important. If you don't want to blow your brains out trying to do some stuff. Trust, I could not even do this animation on that old Staples PC I had. Yeah, feels bad, man. But I feel you, though. Dude, despite the fact that I modded it for Sonic World, it still struggled to even run it. It's like the smoothness of that game is mostly dependent on the stage, and if the stage had too much mesh in it, you know, I couldn't even play it. So I had to just make characters in like a test stage, 0 objects, and just simple cube geometry. So like there's workarounds even if you do have a potato PC. But you know, ideally you still want to work with something capable. Like it makes me so mad thinking about it. Like I was really struggling and nobody man. I don't remember this song. This might be a boss. Nice. Yeah, game animation depending on what it is fairly simple to get into. At least compared to CG, because CG you got to worry about, you know, making things look real and weighted. But with the games, you kind of have more freedom to pick apart how you want certain things to look, and it doesn't really matter. Certain principles don't matter as much. Like, as long as it looks smooth and the player can tell what they're doing with the animation, you can kind of just call it good. And also, it's mostly based on like animation loops. You're not animating like a specific action or a sequence. It's like you're doing a walk cycle, a jump animation, a looping fall. Like, you get to fine hone your skills on like specific things. And then you can obviously redo it and re-put it into the game after you get better. So that's what I kind of like about game animation. It's more focused. You don't have to worry about, you know, having a finished piece and you can't do anything with it anymore. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's kind of a challenge and a blessing of when you're working on 3D games. Your job is just to make sure the animation looks good from all angles. It doesn't matter from the side, from the top, from the back. As long as it's readable, it's pretty good. I do wish I experimented with combat more though. It's like the most I did with combat in the game sense was just like making Sonic do a kick animation. Like, that's it. I did animate Knuckles at one point, but that was when I was a jit. Like, when I was just starting, so it wasn't very good. At least we're kind of making up for it now. I mean, they aren't fighting anybody, they're just kind of taunting with weapons. So nothing too crazy. And is that really combat though? I don't know if I call that combat. Yeah. For every single character I've done in Sonic World, I had to make a spin. So, you know, you wanted to hire me for game animation and you just wanted me to make a bunch of characters spin, I got you. No further proof needed. It's like how Nibrock makes every character model he has do the Sonic Adventure 1 pose. I make every character do a spin jump. Yeah, I watched my buddy who also streams on Twitch, Nicola. He played Shadow Gens. I didn't get to experience it myself, and I probably won't ever because I don't know, I'm just not too into boost games. But for what it's worth, that game looks, they locked in for it, is what I'll say. Like, the dev team is actually like organized and the animation actually looks good. Hope they can keep that up though. Yeah. It seems like every 10 years Sonic Team just has a brain blast and makes something good. Because 10 years ago from now, or 10 years from Shadow Generations with Sonic Generations, and colors, I guess. But people are kind of switching up on colors, saying it's a bad game now. Anyway, they said those were like the best Sonic games ever. 10 years before that, Sonic Adventure 2, people still think that's the best ever Sonic game. So it's like every 10 years, Sonic Team has a big brain blast and creates something good. But in between, it's just a bunch of mid. So hopefully, you know, they break that trend. Ooh, this is a good song. This is a song for one of the temples. When you're in the dungeons, there's like these rooms where you get a little idol thing and you can like recharge your stats, which is such a refreshing song to hear when you've been battling skeletons and stuff. And sometimes you can talk to your support team in these rooms too, and they'll say something awesome or something dumb. This is going to be an interesting frame where the smears kind of overlap. I like it. Another one of those frames where they overlap. Oh no, this is the dungeon song I was talking about. So don't. Creep you the hell out. What's good, Yugi? Welcome back. We're doing more of what we were doing yesterday, but instead of with the finger, with Mikey's nunchucks here. Because that modifier I was talking about does not work with these meshes. I think this is either like the final dungeon map. Yeah, I remember it being like this one pissed me the hell off. It's like a tower, and each level the fights get harder and harder, and there's no towers. I was telling you about those idols that can heal you and whatnot. Not here. You just go in and die. I think my party was just severely underleveled at this point. This one's a neat frame. Dang. What? Was it a terrible picture or something? Why would they do that? Actually, this frame can stay visible here. Real nice. Since these frames are so close together, I'm not going to bother with a 3D cursor. I'll just move them. Let's see how this looks. Try to get you closer. If it doesn't cause any frame drops. I guess not. I guess that's close enough. He almost looks like he's twirling flags. Yeah, that's neat. How much? We've been live for an hour 30. Thank you, thank you. Right. Now, I don't remember the context behind this song. It's probably just one of the battle themes for one of the later levels. But yeah, this soundtrack has such a nice gradual increase in like bombasticness. Like once you reach that last thing, music gets so scary. But yeah, we did Mikey's smears in like an hour. So when I get back from BRB, because I'm gonna go on BRB, we'll do Don's. We'll do his doubles first, and I'll show you what I mean by doubles in a second. Thank you. I really wish. Hold on. It might just be because a lot of the pixels on screen are changing. So I think if I let it sit here, it might get a smoother playback for you. But that's wishful thinking. Oh, yeah, there it is. You just have to give OBS a second. There's your close-up. So yeah, we're about to do some smears on Don. But for now, go stare at Sonic or something, I don't know. Right, I'm back. Right as OBS decides to disconnect for a bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to Dawn. Since I've already animated the disable for those, I think I'll do the same for the finger, just to keep it consistent. Make my brain happy. Oh, whoops. I found that weird. There's this weird thing where if you have a curve in edit mode, undo doesn't work for any of the other menus. I'm not sure why that is, but it can be troublesome at times. This shot, I do have 3 ideas for sure. I'm gonna do a similar process to what I did for Mikey smears and just have one on this side, one on this side, so it gets like a nice circle sort of smear to it. And I might put one on the ends as well, because once the camera reaches this point, it's kind of perpendicular or orthographic to the camera. So I think having a smear there would be good too. And then doubles, which I'll show you what I mean right now, because I want to do that first to make sure I even can do it. Oh, the music stopped. Never mind. So because this mesh is so weird, I might have to duplicate the stick. And then apply the cache modifier, because otherwise it's just going to snap back to where it was before, which isn't what we want. So what we can do here is delete the center. We want one for this side. For that shot in particular. We can add a double here. I know I said double, but I do want to triple this just to see how it turns out. That might work as a neat little blur if we disable it. This might be a shot where that, what did I say? Sort of orthographic blur might be helpful because there's no real way for me to convey information here about how it twirled aside from that. Should add a double here though. Let's get rid of that for a second. I want to see if we can use Animal. OBS disconnected again. It's so weird. Because it's not even disconnecting like how it was before. Like just a genuinely bad bitrate. Now it's just like turning off and on again. For seemingly no reason. Whoops. That ain't right. make it a per frame situation. Figure out what's a good spot to put them without it ruining the silhouette of the hand. Still feeling like it's doing the right thing. I don't think for any of these frames we'll do doubles because It's just going to end up overlapping with the stick itself. Unless we're like super cunning about it. We could do one here. Nah, it doesn't really feel like it's... Yeah, not here. Not there. Not on that frame. This one, I think, could use one. Dang it, OBS. What's wrong with you? Maybe it's because it's too rainy. It's tripping out. It's wigging out. It's tweaking out. I'm gonna have to whatchamacallit, these ones redo. We can just drag them physically. I'm not too sure about this. I mean, I guess we'll see once it all comes together. Apple. This song goes so crazy. Hmm. What part of the reason is that they aren't well tapered, if that makes sense? Like they're just kind of there. Like they need. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I guess you'll see what I mean when I'm done. Also, there can be a little bit of a curve to them to show directionality. That's the which way they're spinning. First electric guitar, I heard this whole OST. Kind of sick. I might do something funky with this one. Nah, never mind. The right idea here, it's just curved the wrong way. Fire Emblem Heroes? Or am I tripping? Yeah, I think the more precise we make these doubles, the better. Thought I'd be able to just slap them on, but I guess not. Looks like I have to actually use effort and put thought into what I do for it to be good. Who'd have thought? gotta remember to work from the camera view more. That's really what makes this like easy, is being able to just drag it over here instead of trying to move it here and then guess where it is in camera space. Bad habits. See how that messes up every other frame. Not terribly. Should definitely still edit some of these. Maybe we can use shape keys actually. Instead of solely relying on the object transformation, we can get in there and make more specific adjustments. Which I think we'll need to do for this frame. Vocals. Hope this isn't copyrighted. I want to spread this out some more. Maybe on this frame. So I'll make another keyframe. Or shape key. That's neat. That's really neat. This side. I think after we get this looking right, I'll probably end stream somewhere around the 3-hour mark. this frame will just have one of the doubles. I guess, what would you call them if they're not always a double? It's the duplicate. Ooh. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot better. This feel a little random in some spots. This first part's fine. Guess I have to treat it like an actual smear and have it like track to where it's been before. So the tip is here, so the curve should be pointed up here as well. Little details like that. But otherwise, I'm not mad at it. I guess it really is just this frame that's like that, so we'll fix that. And then call it a stream. Does mess up that frame. I think part of the issue is also how it's rotated. Like in this frame, the end of the stick is visible, and here it's all facing up, and I think that kind of throws it off. Just a little bit. Yes, please. Cooperate. Okay. Let's hide the rest of them and just look at the stick. Certain parts of it don't feel as cohesive. But it'll get mixed up and blurred anyway once we add a proper smear texture in there. Look at it, smooth it. Yeah, throw a smear on there and I think it'll all glue together. Be really nice. Let's actually look at this. All of the smears we've done so far. And actually color some of these. Now it's art. And just to make sure, I do want to see what Donnie looks like in the viewport, and then we can call it. I mean, not the viewport, the render view. It won't be all that different, but might be helpful. Yeah, I think that'll look nice. Alright, it's been 3 hours exactly. Thanks everybody for coming through and watching. We're more than likely gonna be back tomorrow, but no guarantees. Kaiser man again, Leonardo. You have a good day too. Probably still gonna be doing this because I don't think there's a point in me showing how I did the smears for Don, because it's the exact same process as Michael. Though I do think Leo's smearing might be interesting because it's more dynamic and all that. But we'll see if we stream that. So yeah, y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all.